She's got a great shot out there tonight, no matter what she rolls.
Watch this one come back.
That thing turns over. Oh,
look at this. What a surprise.
It turned over, but it didn't hit.
2-4, 8-10. She made this earlier this week.
That's an impressive thing to see, because you have to hit it just right to get one of those pins to fly clear crossed over, but yet that's pretty tough because that sleeper pin in the back, that number 8 pin, is tough to get.
Gonna give it a run. Oh boy, that was a little closer than it looked. So Leanne Barrette comes out wheeling and dealing and ends up bust in the first frame as she opens up.
Well, the lanes have probably changed a little bit since she was on them almost an hour ago. She said to me during the practice session that by the time she got here, they would probably be more like what she bowled on this week, because the lane conditioner would carry down and it would tighten up the lanes, and that was an indicator that they really did get tight.
Back whacks the pocket and leaves a solid 9 pin. You couldn't start any worse emotionally here in a title match. Let's see if she can shake it off.
Now, the first shot was a little errant, maybe because she wasn't too sure what the lanes were doing. That was a great shot. There's nothing you can do to change to carry that 9 pin.
Nope. All you can do is mumble under your breath, shoot the spare, and go back and try again.
Well, there's Nikki Gianulias. She's the recipient of another break. It's not a strike.
Night, huh?
Oh, it seems to have been her night. Maybe.
It was just 2 weeks ago when these two went at each other, and Leanne needed to strike in the 10th frame to win, and she did. Surprised that one turned the corner and got back, but she's also decreased her speed a little bit, Chris Son, and that's given the ball a chance to come back to the pocket. Nikki knows she got away with one.
She got away with a big one there, Denny, because if she had thrown the ball as hard as she did before, that ball never would have come back. She hit the 2 board at 33 feet. And like we were saying earlier, she was playing the 6 board almost straight up for her. 16.8 miles per hour, so that's a little bit slower than what she was throwing it, because that ball never would have made it back.
She was at 18.3 a couple of different times, so slowing down the speed, going a little bit more around it.
You know, sometimes that's a line adjustment that a professional can make. They know they've made a mistake, and something instinctively tells them to make another type of a change to compensate for it, and we call that a line adjustment.
Leanne down by 21, trying to regroup. If anybody can do it, she can.
Oh, Leanne can string strikes with the best of them. She wrote the book on how to roll the ball.
Oh, thing comes off her hand rolling. Has a great attitude about the game, too. She really does.
She enjoys it and she likes it.
Good or bad, she always has the same outlook, which is what I like. I know one thing, I wouldn't be like that. I can tell you that.
Well, each one of us have our own personality.
Sure.
Some people are more competitive in one way as opposed to another way.
Well, let's see what kind of an adjustment she makes to the 2-4-8-10, which is what she left in the first. Tighter line.
Tighter
Nice
line.
reaction.
Tighter line and a little bit more oomph to the ball. When she released the ball through this 4-step delivery that she has here, she told me she has to extend that arm out straight so the elbow locks in. She goes through the shot, very, very deep knee bend. She feels that her height gives her the opportunity for that deep knee bend. Now you can see she wanders a little bit to the left in her shot, but gets back just a little bit to the right, and that helps her to swing the ball slightly to the right.
Cut the lead in half with a strike here, and she does it. So Leanne, with a clutch double in the 3rd and the 4th, gains a little ground, at least 2 lengths, on Nikki Gianulias, who got out of the gates in a hurry.
Well, she has to make up for that open frame that she had the first frame. So right now she's just playing even, so she's still got to string more strikes.
You know, the contemporary players, whether it's the ladies tour or the men's tour, if they open, it doesn't seem to make as much of a difference, because I think they always feel like they can throw some strikes. In the old days, if you opened up early, the guy really jumped all over it and got ahead.
That's true, Denny. The veteran players, we were more towards spares. We took them to be more serious. We didn't strike quite as much as the younger players struck.
And just like the 2-4-8-10 in the first for Leanne Barrette, if you get it a little wide on 16, there's a little hang spot, so now a shot at the 2-10.
This is a little bit easier to make than that 2-8-10 or 2-4-8-10 because there's no sleeper pin back there. She just needs to slide the 2 over into that 10 pin. Looks like the conditioner may have gone down the lane a little bit, carried down the lane, and created that hang spot that you're talking about, because the ball makes its break back, doesn't get there at all, and she does get the break when the 8 pin goes out.
Two flush on the 2 pin. And Leanne Barrette, who a couple of minutes ago was in dire straits and trailing by 21, now leads by 2.
Sitting on the bench.
A donut in the 4th for Nikki G, and a double in the 3rd and the 4th for Leanne. This one flip-flops around.
It's interesting to see how they both have the same number of strikes, spares, and opens, but the count is different because of the placement in the game and where it occurs.
Well, if you're going to open, the first frame is the place to open.
That's the place to open. If you really don't want to, but if you're going to and you have a choice, which none of us do.
Back a little high. 10 pin kicked out by the 6. Gianulias with new life on the left-hand lane, lane 15.
She seemed to have slowed that one up as well a little bit, Denny. Maybe reared up a little bit, which brought her to the left of her target. And when the ball hooked back, it hooked higher into the pocket. And she was lucky to get that break and get the 10 pin out.
In case you've just joined us, Nikki Gianulias started in the 5 slot, beat Jackie Sellers, Renee Fleming, and Robin Romeo with games of 235, 235, and 244 to get to the championship game against our top seed, Leanne Barrette. After starting with a double, though, it's cool-off time for Nikki G. Now on a double is Leanne Barrette. If she strikes here, she leads by a dozen.
Ring in 10, Denny. Looks like that ball got just a little bit further to the right, so when it came back, it snapped back harder, which sent that 6 pin ringing right around the 10 pin. She really could have used a break and gotten that strike here. Watch that ball rotate. Is that something else or what? Oh.
That baby's turning over, isn't it?
I have never seen revs on a ball like that. And the incredible thing about it, Denny, I was talking to her. She's unable to explain to anybody how she does that. She said she feels badly not being able to quote unquote teach somebody to do that. But that's just so much of her natural talent that she does it so naturally. It's part of her game. It's just something she was born with, I suppose.
Unique timing. Ball comes off her hand rolling. If we could see it in slow motion, you'd see the thumb kind of drop out a little early, and then the fingers hang on, rotate, and they're the last to leave. She waved that one back. She had it a little bit left from the very beginning, so an open frame now for Leanne Barrette in the 6th, and Nikki Gianulias is trying to add up the score, but she's right back in the thick of this one.
Well, she knows that this is a fairly unmakeable spare. Leanne wants to get 2. At least safe count, but she's back on the hunt again. She's been given another reprieve.